Man, I've been a full-time videographer for about 5, 6 years now. And I really want to make this video now because it has been a long journey. And today we're going to be talking about everything that I hate about being a full-time videographer, especially working a job, right? And not the freelance part. This is me as somebody who works in corporate, and not only working in corporate, but I'm Black in corporate. So there are a lot of things that I have come across that may or may not make sense, but I'm going to break it down all in this video, and I want you guys to let me know what y'all think. So I got my start doing short films for friends, and we all know this. I talk about this all the time on my channel. And then I decided to take the corporate route and start working with marketing agencies, and I really enjoyed it for about a year. That first year, man, I had just left my retail job and started using my camera full time to pay my bills. And I was like, damn, bro, this has gotta be the best situation I could possibly ever be in. I don't have to go lift up boxes anymore. I don't have to stock groceries. And no shame to anybody that's doing that, because believe it or not, you have to make do what you do. And sometimes those jobs are a lot easier than the one that I'm doing right now. One thing I learned was that even though you're not doing those little menial tasks, you often get put to work on things you are not passionate about working on. And that leads me to my first point, is that most projects that I work on are not fun. When you work for an agency, your sole job is to film content, edit it, and deliver it to a client. And honestly, there are a lot of moving parts in that, but I'm gonna keep it as simple as that. You get to go to events, you get to go film at doctor's offices, at dentists, and construction companies, real estate companies. There are so many things you can do, and there's so many clients you can work with while working at an agency. But why is this bad? The reason being is because you often get to work on things you are not having fun with or not passionate about. Most of the time, it's some small 30-second reels of a place that you have no interest in. And it also doesn't really build your portfolio towards where you want to go. Most of the time, there's small social media videos. Everybody right now is pushing reels. Every client in the world right now, every person in the world right now needs to be making content. So oftentimes you are contracted out, or in my case, working full time to fulfill those marketing needs. And I'm not saying it's all bad, but it's often stuff that you don't enjoy doing. I remember to this day, I was sitting at this healthcare clinic, shooting these videos for this healthcare clinic. And I honestly sat there with my headphones. I was listening to the guy talk because we were doing talking head videos. And I sat there and I was like, this is really lame. And I knew I had to edit it later on. And so I had to lock in. But like, I really was like, dude, this is not what I want to do. I don't want to be making short form reels for the rest of my entire career. And so I decided to keep doing that because I have to pay my bills. I can't just get up and leave. And oftentimes I was the only media person there, I oftentimes had to edit 5 or 6 different clients' videos at a time, which isn't a problem until it's a problem. And what I mean by that is that you have multiple deadlines for multiple clients at the same time. And you being the solo multimedia guy working at an agency does not allow you to create things and actually have fun with it. You have to just crank it out. So my second point is that the loss of creativity when working in an agency oftentimes happens because there's so many deadlines, and all the deadlines are rapid. Everybody wants their videos now. I need to post now because my business relies on it. So you don't have time to be creative or do cool edits. You just have to set up a tripod, put some captions on it, maybe add some B-roll, stock or whatever, and send it off to the client. Most of the time it gets approved, oftentimes it doesn't get sent back for feedback because they don't really have time. A lot of these guys want to just post a video and move on, hope and praise it gets them some leads and some clients. It often leads you to believe that, okay, if I don't get to have fun creating this, do I even like doing this? And so the imposter syndrome kicks in, which is number 3. Is this what I really want to do? Sometimes I have thought about, okay, is this even what I really want to do? Do I want to sit here and make short form content for brands all around this local area, right, and get paid for it? And not only that, the agency is setting my price. I'm not setting my own price. Maybe if I was a freelancer, or if I freelanced and had all these clients, I may feel differently. But the fact that I did not do that and I was working underneath somebody, W-2, working a full-time job, your price is already set. So you also can't afford to hire help. They don't want to hire help because you're doing such a good job at what you do, and the clients are happy and the deadlines are being met. But you're left sitting and you're like, bro, what am I doing, bro? It's the same thing. It's the same run-of-the-mill work, 5 days a week, multiple times, pretty much all year. It's the same stuff. And then sometimes you may have that one big project that you actually have fun shooting. The thing can be a little bit different. But what I learned over the years of being in agency work, especially in full-time agency work, is that it depends on the size of the agency. If you want to get out of the short form grind and working for these and doing internet marketing and video marketing for these people and want to produce real commercials, produce real documentaries, you have to deal with bigger agencies. And my huge thing was, okay, I'm not in a location where bigger agencies are around. I think there's like one big one here where I'm at here in North Carolina. And everybody is trying their best to get in there to work on those same type of projects. So it's often competitive. I don't mind competing. I'm a huge competitor anyway, but it's all about who you know. It doesn't matter how good you are. It's all about who you know. So oftentimes you're left believing and you're sitting there like, bro, is this really my life? So I've been actually considering, and this is a big reason why I'm making this video, is that you can't be afraid to try new things. You can't be afraid to jump out of your comfort zone. The reason this is happening to me is because I'm feeling comfortable. I'm getting paid a check. I can pay my rent. I can go buy groceries. I can go eat at Costco as much as I want, as much as I love Costco, and I'm safe. But what I learned is that you have to jump out of safe and go try things that are completely different from what you're used to. So I've been doing a lot of research and I was like, okay, there's only two things I can do. I can either quit working with a bunch of agencies full time and work freelance and jump on projects when I want to. But that also leads me to figure out, okay, where's my work going to come from? Am I going to be running ads? Am I going to be feast or famine? I've been through that route too before. And that's exactly why I stopped doing video for a little bit and kind of wanted to work on just, my life. And my second option is moving to a bigger city where there's more opportunity. And moving to a bigger city with more opportunity is not the easiest. I've got a family, I've got a cat, I've got a girlfriend. There's a lot of different things that I have to think about before I make that move. However, I am really leaning towards making that move because I believe that the more you open yourself up to opportunity and the more you take a risk, the more things are going to come, the more fun and more creativity is going to come to you. So I really was sitting here thinking, for being somebody that is not only Black, right? Because believe it or not, that's a huge thing now. And somebody who doesn't have formal education, how do I get out of what I'm doing and get to the big leagues and get to work with bigger clients and bigger projects and bigger budgets? And a lot of it is going to come down to positioning and location. What I mean positioning is positioning yourself as a leader in the space and somebody who has been doing this a very long time. I really have. I really feel like right now I am to the point where I could say I am good at this. I don't think I'm a veteran yet, but I think I'm really good and I understand how all this stuff works. One thing that I think is really going to help me is moving locations and getting around people who are the same as me, and what opportunities will move me where I want to go. So for all you guys out there who are doing work that you're not liking and working for an agency, working full time, whatever, it could be anything, doing the same feast or famine stuff over and over again, really think about what I'm saying here. You really should try looking into different locations, trying to work for bigger people, because it's actually easier to work for bigger people than it is to work for smaller people. When you work for a startup, you're the only person, you're stressed out, you're there 5 days a week, you might work late. They often don't have hybrid policies because they want everybody in the office to work on things, which is fine. I get it. You're trying to grow the business. You're often led to believe that this is the end for you, and it's not. None of this stuff is the end for you. You have everything in your arsenal right now to get where you need to get to, but it requires you making that one big decision to just be like, bro, I think I'm going to move around. I think I'm going to try this. I think I'm going to apply to this job. I think I'm going to go freelance, and for the longest time, I've been scared of that, to really admit to myself, dude, you have to make a decision. You have to get real about this filmmaking stuff. You have to get real about your career. Me being 29 years old, people be like, man, you're a kid. You're 29. You don't know anything. You don't have children. Yes, but you feel like time is moving faster than it should be. So for you guys out there that are a little bit older than me, I understand what y'all feeling right now, because you feel like you're doing the same things over and over again, but time is just moving. It's moving, bro. And you're like, what the fuck do I do? You know what I'm saying? Where am I gonna go? What's my next decision? And God forbid you have kids and you bought a house. Luckily for me, I have not made that decision yet. And so I'm free to move as I please. I really believe that the things that I really hate about working for a larger agency, or the things I hate about being a full-time corporate videographer, is that you're working on the same projects all the time. There's a lack of creativity on those projects because of the deadlines. And three, it's like a cesspool of the same stuff over and over again. It's a revolving door.